What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today when I talk to you about 𝗪𝗓, I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's been moving it and whether this is a good time to buy or not. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So on Friday, did have a fairly rough day, went down 6.36%, breaking below a very key support level. And so as of right now, 𝗪𝗓 is a very big momentum play. I've kind of brought that up in the past, and we've been seeing fairly low volume. So 106.6 million shares being traded, 113 is the average. Even if we kind of pop over here, look at the historical kind of data, it's been 87, 74, 106, so it has been lower and lower volume. And my last video was on December the 6th, so last weekend, where I did say that 𝗪𝗓 was ready for a very nice breakout. And for those of you that are new to the channel, I don't BS you. I'm not here to pump you up. I'm not here to bring you down. The reason why if I say that a stock is going to break out is because all the data points signal that it is going to break out. And lo and behold, on December the 8th, it went up 9.36. And then the following day, it went up 3.57. Unfortunately, they did put out some really detrimental news that killed the momentum right quick. And that was this right here. Of course, I think generally the company needs money, and so this is why they kind of did this, because quickly popping over here, their last earnings, even though we don't really have that much data, they only had 109.07 million in cash and cash equivalents. So in general, yeah, they need money. It's not the best thing, especially for any momentum stock. As soon as you kind of see a issuance happen, especially how they're doing it with the preferred side, it's again, it really is a sentiment killer, unfortunately. So like I said, I'm not here to BS you or anything like that, but going into this upcoming week, things aren't really looking that great from the technicals, although the market's been very focused on data. And so we've kind of had a lot of volatility, especially in the second half of last week. And so ultimately looking at this upcoming week, we do have a lot of big things that could help the broader market. We have a lot of Fed speakers. Tuesday is going to be a massive day for the broader market. So we have ADP employment, non-farm payroll, retail, sales, and unemployment. So that's going to be a massive day for the broader market. Aside from that though, on Wednesday we have mortgage applications, mortgage market index, so that'll give some insight to see how consumers are for the most part. And that's one thing as well that Powell did really show as a concern, was the kind of real estate market. Thursday, we have the dreaded CPI, also initial jobless claims. And then Friday, to kind of piggyback off of that real estate type of data, we have existing home sales, and then Michigan consumer sentiment. So a lot of big data that could really kind of re-incentivize some buying and hopefully push people's appetite for risk to really increase. One thing that I generally like to always analyze is the largest options, out of the money options, because that does signal what big institutions are actually betting on for a direction. And as of Friday, at the end of the business day, there was an overwhelming amount of bearishness. So a lot of big money is actually betting that things are going to get worse before they get better. And so ultimately, with some positive data for this upcoming week, the narrative could change. So again, when it comes down to 𝗪𝗓, what does this all mean for it? With it being a momentum play, it really needs people's appetite for risk to be on the table. As well, when it comes down to kind of shorts and everything else, they play a little bit of a part as well. So for instance, on Friday, shorts did return 2.03 million shares. 26.48% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 109.87 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts have really started to kind of double down. It's not at all-time high numbers, so all-time high short interest is roughly around 35%, but still they have been starting to get in over the last several weeks. So it went from around 20% to where it is now. So anticipate shorts to be fairly active. In reality, from this, from the option standpoint, you see a consensus from the bulls that it'll be roughly around $1 for the most part. By the end of next week, and then bears are anticipating for it to be kind of sub $1. So not really much to kind of analyze for that. With it right now at 86 cents, as I mentioned, it did break below that key support level. So that 96 cents, that was going to be the line in the sand. and unfortunately, like I said, it did break. So the next strong support is 77 cents. And so if you're wanting to dollar cost average or potentially have a good entry point, that might be it. So kind of just watch for that. And then flip side, that 96 cents is going to be a good target initially. Hopefully it can get above that early on in the week, whether that be Monday or Tuesday, just to kind of push things higher. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. Before I get into the actual chart and the technicals, I do want to share with you a promotion that I just did. And right now, at the time of doing this video, it is a Friday evening, and I didn't feel like going out whatsoever because this is the weather. So for those of you that do not know, I live in Canada, and it is right now minus 31. That's what it feels like. And so yeah, definitely do not want to go out. So because of that, I actually did put out a promotion on my stacked account. So I did lower the swing trades down to $5 per month. And if you get in, prices will never change for you. You'll be locked in for $5. So if you're looking for some solid on point swing trades, definitely worthwhile to kind of go over there and check that out. I've signaled Strive as a buy 2 times. Both times it resulted in, one was a solid 65% swing. The other one was a about 15 to 20% swing. So definitely worthwhile to kind of pop over there and check that out. So I'll only have this available for this weekend only. Once after that, it's going to go back to the $21.99. So I just opened this stacked account roughly around a week ago, so playing around with the prices a little bit. But nonetheless, on the actual chart itself, you really want to watch for it to get above that 10-day moving average. That is a big deal for momentum plays. So that is sitting at 98 cents. So you pretty much have that 96 and also 98 cent acting as resistance points. So if it can get above that, in theory, you could see a very nice push higher. But again, I think that might be Tuesday or possibly Thursday when that actually does happen, because that's going to be some key data points in the broader market. So just watch for a lot of those kind of days. But what's your general thoughts on this stock? Are you buying it? Are you selling? Are you assuming that this type of price action is going to occur again? So where it'll go to like $12 or something. So what's your kind of general thoughts on just everything? One thing as well to take note of though is looking at the market position, you see absolutely no willing buyers. So I think going into this upcoming week, definitely not that much optimism. So a lot of bearishness is happening, but with some good data, things could change. We've seen that time and time again. All it takes is one tweet or one positive PR and things just go up higher. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Take advantage of that $5 promo only this weekend. Link in the description below and also the comments. And with all that, you have an amazing weekend.